Everyone, here we are with ticker symbol HTZ, Hertz Global Holdings Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow, and to all my subscribers, welcome back. It's been a while since I've done Hertz. I mean, it's been almost 2 to 3 months now when it was all hyped up previously in the year, and it started to get quiet. I mean, you could see here some of those bars from when I did other analysis previously in the past. And it had gotten so quiet that it was actually just hanging out sideways for some time, very low volume. And funny enough, Hertz today worked its way up, and for whatever reason, it had crossed my mind yesterday before I was going to sleep. Funny story, that how is Hertz doing, and is Hertz floating above $1? And literally, that's what it's done. I mean, it's probably broken through $1 and been below it, or floated close to $1 at some point. But I found it so interesting that I thought about it, and in the morning I didn't come and look at it. And if I would have just caught on quickly early in the morning that this has some volume and it was running, I was going to be like, what the heck? That was a sign, or what was I thinking? Or why did it even come to my mind, you know? And I didn't look at it all day until like the middle of the day when this dip happened. That's when I realized Hertz was running. And then I was like, man, I know that it could rise up again due to the hype and this and that, but I'm just going to stay away from it. And it ran up. It's at 252. So here we are, and we're going to look at our resistance levels and supports to see what's going on. But man, do I find that so interesting that I was like, I think this thing is hanging out above $1. It's not getting delisted anytime soon. The bankruptcy is being reorganized. And when I look here, it was around $1 and some change. I mean, it was crazy that I thought about this. And then today, here we are. It's one of the most traded stocks of the day, or I think it was the most traded stock of the day. 1 billion in volume. I mean, that's incredible numbers right there. But all right, so let's look at what this chart is showing us for Monday. So the first thing is the bulls need to break through this resistance level to go ahead and break away from the 50-day moving average, because this will start to catch up to the price. And if the bulls don't break through 276, which is the first resistance level, and turn it into a support, the bears can start to gain leverage, or by default, this will start to catch up to it, getting it into bearish territory. So for the momentum to continue, the bulls need to break through 276, turn that into a support, and break away from it to hit newer highs and newer resistance levels. On the other hand, we have what the bears want. And I wouldn't be too concerned if this gets crossed, but every support level counts. And this first support level here in a very narrow stretch towards the end of the day is 235. If that gets crossed, I would just emphasize, pay close attention to how quickly this is moving to newer lows, and also how quickly is it actually being torn down by the bears, or are the bulls actually reappearing and trying to bring it back up, keeping it in bullish territory? Because there's a big window between 158, the 50-day moving average, and 235, the support of bullish territory. So that's why I'm saying it's not something to like be too alarmed. But then again, with the volatility of this stock running up in the upward direction and falling back down and then running back up, it is something to be concerned about. Like I said, every support level counts, but just be cautious of how quickly it's moving to newer lows. Now, the support level that I would emphasize here is 182. I'd write that down. This one right here is definitely one to pay close attention to how quickly it's moving down, because now you're a lot closer to the 50-day moving average, and also that's the lowest point before the recovery here and leveling off. So 235 is important. Pay close attention to it. See how it's reacting. How quickly is it hitting newer lows? Are the bulls trying to reappear and bring this back up? But if you're willing to hold and wait, 182 is definitely an important one, because you're still in bullish territory. To pay close attention to how quickly is it getting closer to 158, and how quickly is it moving to newer lows? Because if it crosses 158, this is now in bearish territory, dominated by the bears, and that's a big jump from way up here. And it broke through 2 support levels to get down there, plus the third one. Basically, the 50-day moving average is a support level before getting into bearish territory, keeping it above the bullish area. So Super important. So I would emphasize 235 is important, but you can actually kind of pay very close attention to it. You have that window here to go ahead and pay close attention to how it's reacting. You're still in bullish territory until it gets crossed, then the bulls have lost control. But to also have another buffer of area, 182 is an important support level before getting closer to the 50-day moving average. And if it's working its way down between 235 and 182 fairly quickly, I'd pay close attention to the inflow, the outflow, the volume of the stock. I mean, the volume of the stock on Monday should be somewhere near this number, or at least half of this number. I mean, when you look at the volume of every other traded stock, literally it's 10 times most of the stocks that made it to the top, right? Like the top 5 or 6. And then after that, it's literally 20 times every single stock in the top 20. And the volume is outrageous. So this stock has to have on Monday close to the same amount of volume. And one of the best indicators to know where this is going is the inflow and the outflow of the volume. Because if there's more outflow and the volume is tremendous, let's say it's close to 1.028 billion. Let's say it's 900 million or 800 million, theoretically speaking. And let's say it's 800 just to break it even. And 500 is outflow and 400 million is inflow. Then there's a 100 million gap there of outflow, which could affect this price. So I'd pay very close attention to the inflow and the outflow, the volume on this stock. And again, the bulls, to continue the momentum and hit newer highs, they need to break through 276, turn that into a support, and break away through newer highs. The highest point reached in the day was up here at 286. So that's a 10-cent difference. If they can break through 286, this will see newer highs and newer resistance levels. The lowest point is down here at 168. That's another point of reference to keep in mind. But to really be narrowed down and have that point of reference after 235, right, of being up here as the first support level, the next one would be 182 before even waiting till down here at 168. So these are all numbers to break down and pay close attention to. 235, pay close attention to how it's reacting. The bulls can try to reappear because they're still in their territory to bring it up. But if this starts to hit newer lows fairly quickly, the bears are not gaining control, but they are gaining leverage on bringing this down closer to the 50-day moving average and crossing one support level, and their next goal would be the next support level. So you have all those windows to pay close attention to the behavior. And again, bulls need to break through 276 and pay close attention to the volume. I mean, that's outrageous volume for just one stock. Let's go ahead and see here what has happened in the last coming weeks and months. So this actually broke through the highs of even way back in July. So the question is, could Hertz keep itself up? It needs to. So it has to break through that resistance level. It needs to stay above 235 because the highs previously were 245. So if it breaks through 235, it could be on its way down to newer lows. And then you have that window of 182 to 235 to see the behavior of what's going on there, because you're still in bullish territory. But this upcoming week, Monday and the rest of the week, is going to be very interesting for Hertz. Hertz needs to break through 276 to continue this momentum. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Share this with your friends and community. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video.